How I made $24,000 in 4 weeks of cold calling. Sales are the lifeblood of every business. Major companies rely on cold calling to generate a large portion, if not the majority, of their revenue. I spent a year and a half cold calling for a Fortune 500 company and progressed from straight out of college, no experience, rough around the edges, to making $24,000 in 1 month. I was trained with a library of tested and proven sales strategy. Anyone can do the same if they know the process and pair it with hard work. Here's how. Have a rock solid script. There's a saying that there is a saying that success is due in part to progress and process and preparation, meaning how you do what you do and how prepared you are. You prepare yourself by crafting a compelling script that starts with a meticulous writing out everything, from your intro to the type of questions your prospects will ask and how you will answer it. You want an arsenal of tested lines and examples to use during your pitch. Afterwards, practice the script out loudly until you have it memorized and it no longer sounds scripted. A pipeline is your list of prospects. It's how you keep track of who you reached out to, need to reach out to, and pitched. You need to look at sales from a bottom up perspective, meaning that if your process is bad, it does not matter how many calls you make or how you are, you will not be successful. The simplest way to organize your pipeline is to start with these categories: reached out to, need to reach out to, and closed. You can organize your pipeline using Google Spreadsheets, Excel, Salesforce. Here's a free template I put together. Work hard. The dials won't make themselves. Sales is a numbers game. The more prospects you talk to, the more opportunities you have to make money. When I made $24,000 in a month, I was making 60 to 100 calls per day. Most salespeople give up after one or two calls if they do not get in touch with whomever they are trying to reach. A study shows that it takes an average of 8 attempts to get in touch with the decision maker. Although it's important to put in the work, don't dial arbitrary and burn through your leads. If you're dialing mindlessly, then you won't make much headway. Be strategic and revisit leads that you were not able to get in touch with the first time. Lastly, be enthusiastic on your calls. No one wants to listen to someone that sounds unexcited about their own product. Pitch qualified leads. The biggest waste of time is pitching someone that's not a good fit for your product or service. Time is precious. Even if you find someone that is interested in hearing your offer, you should still question them to see if they are a good fit. A good prospect is someone that you are likely to close. Say you're selling advertising Say you are selling advertising. A few good questions to ask are you currently in an advertising contract with someone else? If so, you want to dig in and ask if they're willing to pay for additional advertising right now. Can you handle more business? If they can't handle more business, no matter how sweet your if they cannot handle more business, no matter how sweet your offer is and how much they like it, they will not buy. There goes an hour you spent with them that could have been used on another prospect. It is your job to ask the right questions and to make sure that they are the right fit. It's also important that you only pitch the decision makers, i.e., whoever makes the buying decisions, typically the owner. Don't waste time on pitching a non-decision maker because usually you won't get a yes right away. They'll have to run it by the owner, and they probably won't have adequately relayed the value of your product to them. You need the owner on the phone so you can show value, answers, and clarify any questions or objectives. Set the right expectations. Don't beat around the bush with your prospect. A lot of salespeople tend to dance around the reason for this call. They say, tell you your free options. Most people can sniff out if you're holding back something. Most people can sniff out if you're holding something back. You never want to come off as shady. Just be upfront. Salespeople do that because they don't want to scare off a prospect. They dance around whatever conversation is really about, usually spending money, until the very end. You never want to surprise the person you're pitching. If your goal is to get them to spend money at the end of your conversation, say that up front so they are expecting in. It will be difficult to close a deal if they were not prepared to spend money in the first place. Here's how setting the right expectation might sound. Hey, so and so, thanks for taking the time to talk with me. On this call, I'll learn a bit about your business, show you our product and how it can help grow your business. And if at the end you like it, we will get you signed up for the right package. Cool? Do not proceed until you. Here's how setting up the right expectation might sound. Hey, so and so, thanks for taking the time to talk with me. On this call, I'll learn a bit about your business, show you our product, and how it can help grow your business. And if at the end of it you like, we'll get you signed up for a package. Cool? Do not proceed until you get their buy-in. Meaning, after you say cool, wait for their response. If they say okay, proceed. If they do not, ask again. If they have a problem with that, then you have the opportunity to handle their concerns up front. So there are no surprises for you at the end or confusion as to why they don't want to sign up. That also gives you the ammo when you go for the close. If at the end of the conversation, if they say, well, it seems like a great product, but I do not have the budget right now, you have the right to call them out and say, well, you knew this was about spending money. Why did you take the conversation? Follow the objection handling triangle. A strategy for you to internalize is the objection handling triangle. This will come in handy when you get to the close. Objections are the inevitable even if you give the best pitch in the world. Your prospect may still try to poke holes in it and give reason as to why they don't want to buy. It's okay because they're scared and spending money can be scary sometimes. The best way to ease their concern is to follow the objection handling triangle. Objection. This is when your client gives you a reason they don't want to buy. Typically, this happens because they're not sold on your product. What do you do next? Value. You give them more value. Reinforce how your product or service is going to help them. How will this change or revolutionize their business? Ask for the sale, meeting, or whatever you're hoping to get out of the conversation. Surprisingly, people tend to give their spiel and expect their customer to say something along the lines of sign me up now. That rarely happens. It's your job to convince them and ease them into saying the yes. If you follow the strategies laid out above, there's no reason why you can't close thousands of dollars consistently every month.